Hello friends, Zach Winchester here at Occupy Detroit in beautiful Grand Circus Park in Detroit, Michigan. The infamous, but actually quite beautiful and wonderful city of Detroit, Michigan. Arguably the place where the economic crisis of 2008 has hit the hardest. Besides maybe Flint, but it was actually already pretty fucked there.
You been to Cleveland lately?
Cleveland. Anyway, we're here with the pigeons and this one squirrel who is actually learning to live in harmony with the pigeons. And, you know, that's a wonderful thing that has actually happened here in Occupy. It's kind of like an analogy of what is going on here at Occupy Detroit. There are many different folks who have learned to live in harmony together for a unifying cause. Now, the naysayers of this movement say that there is no unifying cause, that it's very unfocused and unorganized, and it's all over the place, and these hippies don't know what the fuck they're doing, is what they say. And today I'm going to try to put that to rest by interviewing some very astute and intellectual and cool individuals. Enjoyable, friendly, wonderful, and, you know, we may even interview this squirrel. Mr. Squirrel, the questions I'm going to be asking to the people of Occupy Detroit, I can begin with the squirrel right now. Mr. Squirrel, why are you here at Occupy Detroit? The big question that everybody asks, why are you here? And why were you there at Occupy Wall Street?
I'm here and was there because I support the message. You know, we're exercising our right to peacefully assemble as well as calling attention to corporate and government corruption. That's the gist of it that brings everybody out. Everybody also has their own personal reasons and personal battles that they're fighting down here. But that's the overall message. And then for Occupy Detroit, it's also about how do we fix a lot of these problems that we have down here.
I'm here because I feel that the way big business and big banks operate is very unethical.
I'm here because I have a 3-year-old who's going to have to live in this town, or at least on this planet, after I'm gone. And I honestly can't see things going on the way that they are when he's an adult. So that's why I'm here.
I am here to plant the seeds of a new society. I think that part of what we're doing is not waiting for politicians or rich people to fix things, and just recognizing that regular people, high school dropout like myself, you know, these gentlemen behind me, that we actually working together can create the society that we want to live in. So that's why I'm down here.
Pigeons, why are you here? Are you just going to sit there perched on this beautiful statue / fountain just looking like a douche? That's all pigeons do. It's just, I mean, we're bringing a lot of things to the table, and really one thing that the Occupy Wall Street movement and all over America and the world has done is it's exposed a lot. I mean, for one, police brutality, the fact like the cat's out of the bag. We live in a police state, ladies and gentlemen. Volatile chemicals in the faces of peaceful protesters for no reason at all. And you know, hear about what happened in Oakland today? Yes, they are tear gassing the people of Oakland. Their tent city has been completely demolished. There's video of that. You know, and so all the things that have been exposed. Squirrel, what is your biggest grievance with the American political and monetary system right now?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know, the one demand, there was when Adbusters started this whole thing and put out the call for people to occupy Wall Street, there was this discussion about let's have one demand and let's just chant it incessantly. And one of the things that people were talking about was ending corporate personhood. You know, so right now corporations have the ability to get away with a lot of stuff, like Citizens United versus the FEC, which was a Supreme Court decision that gave corporations the right to give unlimited campaign contributions to political campaigns.
What is your biggest grievance with the United States federal government or monetary system?
I feel that, well, my biggest grievance is that it's been bought essentially by people that, you know, the rich and the powerful, and I think that the accumulation of wealth and the influence that it has in our government is anti-democratic, and I think that that's something that needs to be changed immediately.
The lies, there's so much deceit.
It's just the amount of corruption. We have to restore the rule of law. As far as Detroit, though, I mean, where do you even start? Unemployment, you know, like, I mean, that would probably be the biggest one, but I mean, we also have so many foreclosures and housing problems and homeless, and I mean, there's a lot of work to do down here.
Apparently that there's not. Is he eating dirt? I think he's eating fucking dirt. Anyway, this is not a good example. We should get maybe we should get somebody a little bit more astute. I'm going to answer my own questions here. This is my biggest grievance. rich lobbyists run the USA. I did not make the sign, but I found this here, and this takes the words right out of my mouth. What is the biggest problem with the American political and monetary system right now is that they're inherently linked. The people that we send to Washington to do our bidding, to work for the people, to be our elected representatives, immediately sell us down the river the second they get there. Is that a thing? Sell down the river? Is that something people say? They sell us out when they get there, and they end up being at the beck and call of who the highest bidder. If you could narrow down the focus of this entire national movement, I know it's global, but of the entire American, all the American occupations, if you could be the spokesman right now and go ahead and declare the unifying goal as in one demand, like a ransom note to the government, like we will leave, we will stop being a thorn in your side and throwing monkey wrenches in the gears of the machine when you
placed people over profit, then we could stop.
If each candidate can only accept $100 per group, or actually per person. I don't even think groups should be donating. I think it should be an individual thing. And if that happened, you'd see a massive change.
I'll stop throwing shoes for freedom when you stop acting like my illegitimate father and making decisions for me, deciding what's right and wrong before I have the chance to say anything about it, and tell me the fucking truth.
Yeah, I'm just going to say we need to restore the rule of law.
So hold these people accountable for...
Everybody needs to be held accountable. That was the idea, that even the wealthiest, most privileged person would stand equal to the poorest, unprivileged person under the eyes of the law.
This is basically a way to look at it, that we can go outside and talk to people rather than communicating to everybody via internet, which not everybody has. We can actually do direct conversations with people if we are based somewhere that people are. You know what I mean? It's because this movement is from people that not only live here, but live 20 minutes outside the city, half an hour outside the city, and it's basically a way that we can all physically come together and find solutions.
Last question, arguably the most important. What are we going to do about these goddamn pigeons? Can the occupiers and the pigeons live in relative peace and harmony?
Absolutely not. They've been nothing. They're a pestilence upon the land, and they need to be dealt with somehow.
Hey, pigeon, what is your biggest grievance of the federal government? What do you think about these criminal wars? Whoa, Jesus Christ. All right, let's not interview pigeons. I'm here in the community tent where there's a lot of rustle and bustle right now because the arrival of, you see those stacks of pizzas? That was actually donated by a faraway blogger, crooksandliars.com. Free plug. You give us free pizza, we give you free plugs. crooksandliars.com. But this kind of thing is happening all the time. There's people coming by with sleeping bags, with clothes, with food. I mean, look at all this shit. Look at all this. It is a functioning tent city. There is a comfort area where you can go and get clothing and whatnot. A lot of sharing going on, which I know is a very unpopular thing in this day and age. But I think it's a beautiful thing, and people come here and they learn self-reliance, and they learn how to go without electricity and running water for a while. Which maybe an EMP shockwave from the goddamn aliens will come soon, and we can apply that even after the corporate machines are completely destroyed. And anyway, I think it's a good thing. I think people are coming here and escaping for some time, which is good for the soul, but also they're learning self-reliance and learning community and learning democracy, and they're making some fantastic tent structures, and there's wonderful pizza. There's people in Fargo hats, and there's people who know things, and there's squirrels that don't. But fuck the squirrels, that's kind of my mantra in life. Let's eat some goddamn pizza for freedom.